As the drivers begin to climb into their cars down on the grid, the excitement is really building at this magnificent circuit. We're just about ready to go racing for today's Formula One Grand Prix. With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Alexander Albon will lead us away from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Bottas, Charles Leclerc and Verstappen, Sainz, Stroll, Perez and Daniel Ricciardo, Magnussen, Ocon, Romain Grosjean and Norris, Giovinazzi, Russell, Nicholas Latifi and Kimi Raikkonen. Gasly and Daniel Kvyat completes the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
This is your final lap of the race. race over, take care of the car on the way in.
So another fantastic victory for Red Bull today. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy and to stay out of trouble.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. Some amazing talents out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
But it's absolutely got to be Alexander Albon, no hesitation. He put in a performance today that's only going to build further upon his already growing reputation. I know that's at odds with the official decision, but I think they deserve some recognition on a day where both of these drivers are at the...
Welcome to Texas, where we've had approximately 120,000 race fans through the gates to attend this year's US Grand Prix. They're excited, we're excited. I hope you're excited too. We have 10 turns to the left and 10 to the right here at the fantastic Circuit of the Americas. Overtaking opportunities into turns 1 and 12 at this anti-clockwise 3.6-mile track. But we may well see cars struggle to slow down there today as the wet weather does interfere with the low-speed grip. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap, so always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Albon, Lewis Hamilton, and Vettel, Grosjean, Magnussen, Perez, and Lando Norris, Stroll, Ocon, Daniel Ricciardo, and Sainz, Raikkonen, Latifi, George Russell, and Daniel Kvyat. Gasly and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
That's a strong start. Well done. Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Yes, you've done it. Well done.
That's a fantastic performance from Ferrari. It hardly looked in doubt. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Rain always has the potential to liven up a race and mix up the order, and they've taken full advantage of that to claim the victory today. It's always a bit of a lottery when the conditions are like this, but they've managed to stay on circuit and have come out on top.
Ferrari are at it again, an excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
Well, my driver of the day has to be Charles Leclerc. He was unstoppable out on the track today, weaving through the competition with ease.
Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one. Welcome to Austin, Texas for the United States Grand Prix. With lots of overtaking opportunities, this track is quickly becoming a firm fan favourite. As the clock ticks down to lights out, let's join the teams down on the grid. With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Alexander Albon put in a great lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Hamilton, Verstappen, Charles Leclerc and Bottas, Sainz, Ocon, Grosjean and Sergio Perez, Stroll, Magnussen, Daniel Ricciardo and Norris, Gasly, Latifi, Antonio Giovinazzi and Daniel Kvyat, Russell and Kimi Raikkonen finishes off the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Start. Let's keep it up. DRS is now enabled. This is your final lap of the race. Great drive. We did it. Good job.
So, another excellent win from Ferrari. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari do it again. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Charles Leclerc showed exactly how to manage yourself out on the track today. He was almost flawless out there. Incredible stuff.
Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one. Welcome to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, which is the location for today's race. The cars are out on the grid, so let's join the action down on the track. 17 corners then at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, 10 to the right and 7 to the left, and all of them will have to be tackled in difficult, wet conditions here today. No DRS assistance either, at least not for the start of the race, but the best overtaking opportunities will still be down into turn 1 or shortly afterwards into turn 4. It's not going to be plain sailing for our drivers today, although with the sky falling as it is, perhaps sailing isn't too far from the truth. Anthony Davidson, could be a wet one today. Great to have you with us. What are your thoughts?
It is a touch damp, isn't it? Well, as a driver, there are 3 big things to worry about when racing in these kind of conditions: standing water, tyre temperature and visibility. Judging distance to the cars around you is really tricky when you're driving through the vast amounts of spray that these wet weather Pirelli tyres kick up.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The fence starts from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Verstappen, Vettel, Lewis Hamilton and Albon, Magnussen, Ocon, Perez and Lance Stroll, Norris, Grosjean, Daniel Ricciardo and Sainz, Latifi, Gasly, Kimi Raikkonen and Daniel Kvyat. Russell and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
That's a decent start. Good job. That's a new fastest lap of the race. This is your final lap of the race. You worked hard for that one. Congratulations.
Great effort effort there from Ferrari to take the victory today. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, they clearly have a car that comes alive in the kind of conditions we were dealing with today. It's a very balanced package in the wet, and what that means is that the drivers have confidence to attack. And having that confidence gets you on the power earlier, it lets you brake later, and can put you a long way up the road.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Well, Lance Stroll would be my pick. He managed to keep a cool head today whilst pushing through the field. All respect to the fans' choice, they fully deserve it. But I just feel that my pick had a little more on their plate, so their ability to keep a cool head and come through for such a strong finish made the difference, at least in my opinion.
Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one. Thank you for joining us once again as we get another Formula One Grand Prix underway. Interlagos, always a very special race here in Brazil. It's a 2.7-mile circuit with 9 lefts and 6 rights for a total of 15 corners. The fastest lap today should have an average speed of around 135 miles per hour, if, of course, the weather stays dry until the end of the Grand Prix. Anthony Davidson also joins me in the commentary box today. Now, let's talk about Charles Leclerc. What a season they had. A well-deserved championship victory, and the pressure now surely off, with the title already in the bag.
It really is well-deserved. I wouldn't say it's been a faultless title challenge, but certainly one that has been consistent and well-managed. Here's hoping they let off a bit of steam today and give us an exciting race.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Albon, Valtteri Bottas and Verstappen, Norris, Perez, Magnussen and Lance Stroll, Sainz, Ricciardo, Esteban Ocon and Grosjean, Latifi, Kvyat, Pierre Gasly and Antonio Giovinazzi. Russell and Kimi Raikkonen finishes off the grid. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Nice start. Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. This is your final lap of the race. Nice work, that's P1. Race win. Well done.
Another superb Brazilian Grand Prix comes to an end, and it's a thoroughly deserved victory. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Daniel Ricciardo certainly impressed me today, an incredible performance.
Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one. The roar of the crowd can only really mean one thing. Race day has arrived here in Abu Dhabi. It's time to join our teams who are getting ready down on the grid. We have 21 corners here at the Yas Marina circuit, 12 to the left and 9 to the right. It's a total lap distance of just over 3.4 miles. There are 2 long back straights opening up some passing opportunities into the braking zones, and we expect average lap speeds of around 123 miles an hour. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. And it's fantastic to have you with us here today, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course, you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Hamilton, Charles Leclerc and Albon, Grosjean, Sainz, Perez and Lance Stroll, Ocon, Norris, Daniel Ricciardo and Magnussen, Gasly, Raikkonen, Nicholas Latifi and George Russell. Giovinazzi and Daniel Kvyat completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
good so far. We can now use DRS. DRS now available. We're trailing our teammate by 3.6 seconds. This is your final lap of the race. You're pulling out a second lap on the car behind. Gap to car in front is 2.5 seconds. Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Lance Stroll certainly put in an impressive performance today. No doubt his team and fans are extremely proud.
Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.